27 different ways to scale your winning ads. Okay, so pretty much what we're going to go over today is the scenario where you have a winning ad. It is cranking, right? It's just printing money, it's printing options, getting conversions, all that fun stuff. And you're like, how do I make sure that I squeeze the life out of this? I have a winner. I don't want to get ad fatigue. I don't want to have this massive dip in my conversions and everything like that, right? So how do we continuously iterate upon that winning ad and create new versions and spin them out into the public to help extend the life of that ad and that angle? Okay, so that's what we're going to go over today. And you don't have to be as smart as Einstein to figure this out. I just put him there because he was the first scientist that popped up when I typed in GIFs and put one into here. And pretty much you just got to be like a scientist. That's all running ads are. It's just testing and testing and testing different variables against a control. That's really all we're trying to do here. So first off, before we get into the actual 27 ways to test your ads and create different iterations, I'm going to go into the ideal filming and testing framework that I use for myself and my clients. So I usually film on a bi-weekly basis with ads, roughly 30 ads I produce per session. That might change up or down dependent on the budget we're using, how the business is doing. If we're doing really well, like, all right, let's push some ad spend, let's get some more out there, let's keep testing new stuff. And if it's drawn back a little bit, I might get a little bit more reserved and I might scale up some of those winners and really focus in on a little bit more of a narrow budget, but going hard on the actual ones that I know are going to work really well and have worked well in the past. So I might drop the budget a little bit on the testing side of things. So pretty much what I like to do is I like to create 4 different bodies, each with a different angle and story. 3 of those I'm using the scaling winners framework. So I'm pretty much taking a past winner, the control that we're talking about here, I'm looking at what that body was and I'm creating slight variations based upon that. And then I have one wild card, which is not even related whatsoever to that body. It's totally different angle, different story. And I want to test that against the control as well. Then I create 7 different hooks. Okay, so 5 of them, again, are going to be hooks that I know work in the past. They're going to be reiterations of the hook that's working right now, very close iterations. And then I have 2 wildcard ones. So this one might be I'm using some ones that I saw online and saved into a folder, some viral kind of video or something like that. I'm splicing into it at the beginning. That's kind of my time to be creative, right? These 2 times here are my times to get really, really outside of the box and creative and say, I think this is going to work really well. And I think this is going to beat the control in the ad that's doing really good. And then the other ones are, okay, I know this ad's doing good. I know this hook's doing good, this body, this angle. How do we create close enough variations and iterations of this and spin them up? So I use the 80-20 rule where Mosey talks about this. 80% is reiterating winning paid ads that have worked in the past, and 20% are new ideas, wildcards, etc. So I usually do a daily review of the ads that are running in my account and client accounts to pull different winners and losers for future ideations and iterations. So I like to look at losers too, because I like to see, okay, if I'm consistently trying this angle and I'm consistently trying this type of hook, right? It might be the viral hooks or something where guys like swinging a baseball bat and nail someone in the face and you're like, wow. Then you go into your pitch. Like that might just not work. Okay, so I like to look at what loses and what wins at the same time. I do check things in the middle, but I'm like, okay, I'm going to look at what's really, really outperforming and I want to iterate off that. And I'm going to look at what's losing and I'm just going to like see how many times it's lost. And if it's lost multiple times, maybe it's just how I or the person, the ad or the company delivers. It doesn't work with the target audience or the ICP. It's just not resonating there. So we got to slash it in all future ideations and iterations. Problem with ads is you can do so many different things, a gift and a curse, right? You can get super creative and test so many different combinations of angles, hooks, bodies, all this crazy stuff, skits, non-skits, comedy stuff, different hooks, all this crazy stuff, right? But the thing is, you kind of still have to remain within a framework and test, right? So that's why I like to just test a lot. I get a winner and I keep testing against that winner and creating iterations of that winner until it totally fatigues, okay? So things we'll test. Basically, how do we scale the blank out of winners? So first, what you could do is you could take that control, right? So this whole thing is we're taking that video that's cranking, that video ad that's just printing money right now and just printing conversions and opt-ins. We're taking that ad and we're going to basically change 1 or 2 things about it, right? And here are 27 things that you can change about it. So you can take that ad and you can add in props, right? So if it's just a talking head like this, maybe you can have something on a flip chart like this or a whiteboard. You can use a ruler or a pointer. You can use stacks of paper. Like this is a cool one we're doing right now. I'm working with a client that sells a low ticket product for about 29 bucks. That's cold outreach scripts. So we're literally going to print out the scripts physically and have them in hand. And he's going to say the same exact thing that's worked on their winning ad. And he's just going to point at them. That's it. Then boxes. So we're going to have like a little Amazon box. It's like a kind of a treasure chest we're going to get. Have the scripts in there, right? He's going to open it up and like point at them, say the same exact stuff, right? Same stuff. We're just changing that. We're adding a visual element to the hook and adding a little bit of flair that way in testing, right? Extending the life of that angle, that script, that body, that hook. So then again, industry specific props. Like if you're, marketing for a gym, right? You can have barbells or dumbbells in it or something like that. Or, if you're workout classes or, you're Peloton studio or whatever it's called, a cycling studio or something like that, you can have those actually in your ads as well to draw attention. So you can also make it more skit-like. I like to do a lot of these, so you can weave in hooks and bodies into more skit-like and fun scenes. So instead of just a talking head here, I can actually be acting it out with myself or another person. It's kind of fun to do. It catches a different audience. It's a lot more. Just from my testing, it gets a lot more traffic through it and gets a lot more eyeballs. Not necessarily translates to quality, but it's just something to test with your audience. It might get you higher quality people. You don't know, right? Especially with e-com, like this could work really well. You can add in other people. You can change the backdrop, right? So if I'm in a studio like this, I can go and just do the same exact thing with a brick wall. I can use like a green screen thing to change the background. I can do it outside. I can do it inside, by the river walk, on a boat. Doesn't matter. Say the same thing, same script, same angle, same hook, same body, just with a different backdrop, right? So you see how we're changing like one or two things max, and just testing that out, right, against the winning ad. We're using the same sort of hooks, angle, body, structure, everything, call to action, and that's what we're doing, right? So speed up the ad. You can do 1.1 times, 1.2 times. You could slow down the ad at different points. You could slow down the ad entirely. You could change the scene or setting, which kind of goes with the backdrop, right? But that's more of like everything around you, right? So the backdrop might just be what's behind me, like this book. I might change it in that flip chart. I might move and put like a whiteboard there or something, or a poster. The scene would be, I'm totally in a new environment entirely, like I'm outside or something by a tree. You can change the hook. That's a very common one, right? That's where most of you should start, is changing the hook. You can stack hooks. So if you have two winning hooks, you can stack them. And another note on changing the hook is I like to go and actually look at past hooks that I know have performed well in the account for the audience. And I'll just take that hook, whether it's like it was an ad that cranked from 2 months ago or 1 month ago, pull it and put it on the, splice it out with the control. Changing the body, similar thing. Changing the call to action at the end of the video or end of the ad. So what you can do is you might say, click the button below to learn more. And then you could also have another variation where it's click the button below to book a call with my team. We're going to go over blah, 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 help you solve blah, blah, blah in the call, and schedule your time, right? So you can totally change the call to action. That works a lot. The most impactful ones are going to be pretty much these, though. Changing the body and changing the hooks. That's what you're going to mostly be doing quite a bit. But if you have like a banger hook and a banger body and, whoa, funny. Great hook, great body, changing the scene, slowing it down, all this other stuff is just different ways that you can iterate after that. So those are usually the first things I'll test first. Adding movement. So instead of me just standing here in front of a camera talking, I could be walking and having the cameraman follow me like this, right? I can move the camera around at different angles during the ad, add music, add a green screen. So this one's kind of cool. Like if you have a talking head like this and say you're talking about, those cold outreach scripts and trying to get people to buy it on the ad and understand how cool they are, you can literally just record on your phone, have like the green screen effect behind you. Just go to TikTok, film it with the green screen effect, scroll through some of the scripts, right? And you could say the same exact hook, body, everything, call to action, but just change the backdrop there with a green screen effect. So literally refilming it word for word. This is the fourth time I'm filming this video here. And every time it comes off differently. Sometimes it's more polished, sometimes it's more raw, right? This one, I don't really know. You guys are going to have to let me know in the comments below, but I don't really know if it's more polished or not. But you could literally refilm it. That works a lot. Just same thing, because you're going to say it differently, different energy, different tone, right? Everyone's different on a different day. So you can add extra people in, right? You can add overlays. You can remove overlays. You can add graphics or pop-ups. You can remove graphics or pop-ups. You can make the ad shorter or longer. This is going to get it in different placements. Some ICPs and prospects and target audiences are going to resonate with a different angle and story differently with a longer ad and a shorter ad, so you want to test against those. You could splice it up with current trends. So again, if a trend is blowing up where it's, again, someone kicking a soccer ball at the beginning of the ad and it's coming towards you, and then it, like, right before it hits the camera, it just boom, right into your hook. That's like a viral thing that's going on right now. So you can take that trend and put it in there. It's kind of cringy, but if you have if a dance thing is going crazy or something, you can weave that into it as well. Those are going to have shorter lifespans, but it's good to kind of take advantage of that pop and really get some more eyeballs on that ad and more traffic through it. Especially if you have good messaging to tie with it. Like if you have bad messaging and use a viral trend, you're just going to get bad traffic through it. So just make sure you have a good messaging, a good landing page, and everything like that if you do go that route. Say the same stuff with a selfie-style POV, so I can be using a camera right here, or I could just pop up my phone and be like this. Buy my stuff, right? Same thing, same script, same body, same everything. Just have same background as well. Just literally have your phone selfie-style versus a camera like this. Try different voices. So this is more for e-com, but if you're using the robotic voice to pitch a product, and then you can switch it up to be a girl version of that, or you can use a human voice, girl, guy, whatever. Just switch up the voices. You're going to notice that some are going to resonate better for certain products, right? If you're selling makeup, for example, it's probably not a good idea to use a guy that sounds like me to pitch the makeup product, or a guy that sounds like he hits creatine every single day. It just eats protein powder directly from the freaking barrel bottle thing, right? It's probably a good idea to test different voices of females. Might be a good idea. Test pure non-UGC content. So with this, pretty much what you're going to want to do is, if I'm giving away a free landing page, for example, in my ad, what I could do is I could sit here, stare at the camera, and say, hey, buy my free or get my free landing page, opt in below. Right? Obviously, I wouldn't write an ad script like that, but just say, for sake of the example, say I do that. Okay. What I could do is I could then have the actual landing page that I'm going to give away for free on my laptop and film it with the rear camera like this. So I'm not actually in the video. There's no human in the video. Or I could be drawing the structure on a piece of paper of the landing page and be like, if you want to get one that's built like this, click the button below and I'm going to send it over to you for free. You can also change the focus of the camera. That's a big thing. So sometimes you'll have those crazy background blurs, and other times you'll have none like this. And then other than that, you could change the lighting as well. So sometimes it'll be super bright, sometimes it could be a little bit darker, and it can reach people differently and resonate with people differently. So that's 27 different ways. I think we got 28 in there too. I think so. 28 to 27 different ways to scale a winning ad. Now, real quick bonus. Recurring ads. So these are ads that I always like to run on any account at a low budget, get them out ASAP. I just retarget all website and landing page traffic and visitors and followers with a testimonial ad first. So just your best testimonials, crank them out. If you can get everybody into a room that's your past client, have them hold up revenue numbers that they've made through your coaching program and stuff like that, or weight that they've lost if it's a transformation or a challenge ad. That's fantastic, but just get some testimonials, ripping at a low budget. There's not going to be a lot of people that you need to deliver this to on a daily basis, so the budget won't be that high. Just rip that case studies and testimonials to them, right to a book call funnel with your VSL. Also, just rip your top ad, right? The control one right now that we're doing, just keep sending it to them. Keep retargeting. Make sure they see it and see it and see it and see it and see it. Then I always like to end off with kind of a funny one. So very low budget, but I like to do a little chase you around the internet ad. So I could be, for example, running up to the camera and be like, oh man, all right, finally got you. I just keep chasing you around the internet here. Like, keep chasing you around Meta and Instagram. Like, see, you haven't booked a call yet. Not sure why. Like, I'm kind of tired. I want to go lay down. I don't want to keep running. So can you just like book a call? Like, it's got a fun one. I don't, if it flops in the first 2 weeks, month or so, maybe I'll spin up a couple different variations of it. But if it flops over that time, I'll just kill it. It's just a fun one I like to throw in there and add. It's worked pretty well in the past, especially for people that are actually just naturally good on camera. Like, if you have someone that's really shy on camera or just not, fun on camera and bubbly, this might not be something you want to run for them or film yourself, but I just thought I'd toss it in here because it's kind of a fun one. So yeah, that is 27, maybe 28 different ways to scale your winning paid ads. If you want to work with me directly, click the link below in the description. We have an unlimited ads package, meaning we write your ads, we run your ads, we create the different iterations, we edit them for you, and we do all the ideation, all that stuff. We handle every single part of creating your ads, running them, and scaling them. So click the link below if you want to talk with me, get some value out of the call as well. I appreciate the time. Hopefully I got some value. Check out some more of the videos that are going to pop up somewhere around here because I got some cool ones that I think will help you follow up and continue learning. So, peace.